This video is indexed into 3 sections: Introduction, Presentation, and the 2025 Transportation Master Plan. This is the mid-2026 view of a road safety advocacy project I began in mid-2024. I made this video to illustrate how this project came to be and how it's going 2 years later. In August 2024, I created a document to explore and seek input regarding 4 actions other cities have implemented to enhance cycling and pedestrian safety. The 4 interventions I decided on advocating for have all been implemented elsewhere in the Okanagan. A secondary emphasis was on the low cost of implementation, which I felt was a compelling way to suggest the actions be taken sooner than later. The entire document I sent to friends and associates consisted of 8 pages with several links to research I had found thus far. To make a long story short, by April 2025, those 8 pages became these 8 pages, or rather 7 pages and a cover letter addressed to Mayor and Council. On April 25, 2025, I applied to present the 4 interventions to Mayor and Council using the online web form. I attached the 8-page document and waited to learn which council meeting I would be presenting at. On April 29, 2025, I learned my request was denied. The email cited the Council Procedure Bylaw number 4840 prevented me from presenting for 2 reasons. First of all, my application was denied because it was not referred by an appropriate staff person. And, additionally, delegations will not be accepted on an issue that is the subject of a staff report not yet presented at a council meeting. I didn't appeal because I agreed my presentation fell within the scope of the Transportation Master Plan report. 2 weeks later, I emailed Mayor and Council directly, as well as the local media and the Downtown Vernon Association. I'm guessing now that Mayor and Council would never have received my email. Presentation. I had prepared a short slide deck to present to Mayor and Council the 4 interventions for safer streets in downtown Vernon: speed limit reductions, leading pedestrian intervals, always on pedestrian signals, and right turn on red ban. The primary intervention area is downtown Vernon, but expandable to the whole city. Intervention 1. Canadian and Europe studies suggest speed limits of 30 kilometers per hour delivered a 23% reduction of road crashes, a 37% reduction in fatalities, and a 38% reduction in injuries. Intervention 2. Leading pedestrian intervals is an excellent strategy for reducing pedestrian vehicle crashes 60% at signalized intersections. Pedestrians go first. This has been implemented throughout downtown Penticton. Intervention 3. Always-on pedestrian signals are activated automatically. No need to touch the button. It's suitable for high pedestrian volume times and locations. We actually implemented this in downtown Vernon in the pandemic years, so people didn't have to touch walk signal buttons. Intervention 4. No right on red. Implemented at multi-use paths and high-volume pedestrian intersections, an 8% reduction in pedestrian and bike collisions. This has been implemented in Kelowna. Implementation costs are minimal: labor to reprogram traffic signals and the price to produce and install new signage. Benefits are harm reduction, prioritizes active transportation, plus the City of Vernon would lead the Okanagan in harm reduction. Low price of implementation. With this slide, I wanted to first remind current council I had presented to them in October 2024. Please see this slide presentation. And that I have been presenting to City Council regularly for the last 20 years as a member of the now disbanded Cycling Advisory Committee, and as a sponsor of Bike to Work Week, and as a director of the Ribbons of Green Trail Society. I've always presented about active transportation. In November 2025, Vernon Council adopted the new 148-page Transportation Master Plan, which I think is a very positive and well-thought-out document. I have a link in the description below. Within that document, I found the following. Regarding Intervention 1, speed is mentioned over a dozen times, with an emphasis on the need for management. Regarding Intervention 2, LPI is mentioned on page 38 and 79. Even though I found no reference to right turn bans at some intersections, it is still possible due to the emphasis on active transportation throughout this document. Yeah, great document, but has anything been done? As of early June 2026, at the corner of 30th Avenue and 30th Street, we still have to push the button to cross, and it looks like LPI has not been implemented. The same with 25th Avenue at 34th Street. Signage is perhaps a more contentious issue. There will be people opposed to lower speed limits and no right turn on red. So far, the max speed downtown is still 50 kilometers an hour, and there are no signs indicating a right turn ban on red on cross streets with multi-use paths. However, there's still hope. The policy and processes are in place for planning the path for people, places, and possibilities. Now our elected officials need to know it's important. Tell the mayor and council what is important to you. Thanks for watching.